Welcome in to episode 19 of our Let's Play Humankind series featuring the Commons Quarter strategy, or rather, I should say, a Commons Quarter strategy. There's a couple options as you move through some of the eras as you go, and I think you can play the Commons Quarter strategy a couple different ways. We're playing it one of those particular paths. If you need to catch up on anything that has happened leading up to this and see what that path has actually looked like, in the description below, there's a link to episode 1. You can catch up on all of the action. We are currently playing as the Spanish in the early modern era. It is turn 96. We should be progressing into the 100s as far as turns are concerned in this episode. Let's jump into the action and see how the early modern era continues to progress. Here we are, of course, back in our capital city of Ashur. Ashur is continuing to grow by leaps and bounds. We, as you recall, are working on getting some key infrastructures in, several of which are going to expand our population cap. We have population cap problems in most of our cities, primarily because in the Commons Quarter strategy, you are building in emblematic districts that are not FIMS-bearing districts. And so all of them, so far, the ones we've been building in, such as, which we haven't really built any, but our Cathedral Gotikas, do not increase your population cap. And that creates problems. Normally, if you're building in emblematic districts, most of your emblematics, some of them, if you're going garrison focused or other things, don't necessarily give you population cap, but a lot of your emblematics will give you population cap, just like any of your other FIMS districts, like a farmer's quarter will increase your farmers, worker slots. We didn't have that, and we'll continue not to have that as we move through these eras, because none of these emblematic districts that are Commons Quarters actually give you any population cap relief. And so all of our cities are kind of working into population cap problems. We've been able to keep them afloat by being heavily food producing at the same time. We're producing enough food essentially to outpace the fact that we are 10 population over our pop cap. Again, it's not an optimal place to be, but we have enough per population FIMS bonuses that is actually continuing to help us, I think possibly more than it's hindering us. All of that said, I did take a moment to think, now that we have three-masted ship and our envoys can just go do whatever they want, we can build out some more envoys. We only have 3 of our 7 allowed envoys out doing their deeds and collecting leverages and doing the things that they do. So I think we should take some of our money that we have accumulated, and we're not accumulating money at a very fast pace, so I don't want to drain our bank account necessarily for this, but I think we could start to alleviate some of this population pressure by we probably need another army. I think that's going to come into play as Plosif has become very aggressive towards us. Turn of the hat. Friendly, reverential. In fact, I looked back at the VOD. Reverential was where our relationship was with Plosif. And then we went from, in one turn, we went from reverential. He moved up to the Norse, which I had missed that. He moved up to the Norse, which is a militarist civilization. And then immediately he switched to aggressive. So from reverential and allied with us to aggressive and downgrading all of our treaties and leveraging us every turn. He's using the placate ability every single turn so far on us as we progress through the game now. So I think another army will help us alleviate some of this population cap, and I think I'm going to go and purchase several envoys. I'm probably going to spread this around a couple of our cities and then just turn them on Auto Explorer and just see if we can't collect some extra leverage. We'll stop worrying about our envoys getting into water, which is what they were doing before, and then they were just ending up under my control again because they just kept on going back to the fog. And acting like scouts, which is a bit frustrating. But as you can see, they only cost 420 gold, so it's very easy for us to just make some purchases here. So we'll purchase one of these out of maybe each of our cities that's in population cap trouble. We're again way over in Nineveh, so we'll continue. We'll jump down here. We'll buy one in Nineveh as well. And honestly, we probably should just come back through and buy one in those cities again. Again, pop cap is over here. We'll come through. Let's grab another envoy here. And I don't think we have pop cap problems in any of our other cities, although we're approaching it in Bahama. So each of these cities, maybe Nineveh probably could use some additional relief in terms of population cap. They're well over pop cap, although we're 36 of 29 now, so that's looking better. And here we're 36 of 27. Let's go 1. Oh, except for we're still putting stuff in here. That's fine. Let's go 2 out of the cap just to free up some pop space. Probably we could have left the cap a little bit because the cap is producing food at like just an astronomical rate with Angkor Wat and different things being placed there already. But we'll go ahead, and then next turn we'll go ahead and get those guys out, just doing their thing. We'll just turn them loose and be able to have them go collect the things that they need to collect, and maybe get us some more diplomat stars. Which again, are we really worried about stars at this point? Not really. Score is already we're well in advance of everybody at this point. Our main goal is to continue to conquer the free peoples here, clean up our continent, make sure that we maintain semblance of borders with Plosif. Again, we've left these claims open for him, and we don't mind if he takes them. That's totally fine. And then our main goal is claim territory on the new world. We need to get this city in. We'll be able to get this city in next turn, I hope. If I don't, again, spend incorrectly before I get it in, we'll probably need to do that first, so I don't do that. And then we want to get a whole bunch of claims in so we can switch our civic from the claims reduction civic to the attachment reduction civic, because we have a lot of really expensive attachments that we want to make into some of our cities, which will definitely boost them. We'll definitely have some great boosts from that. But we'll want to make sure that we've got that reduction. We want that 20% reduction in attach cost before we start doing that. At this point, it's just too expensive to do. We are making a pretty decent amount of influence, so we still want to min-max that at least a little bit as we kind of continue through. So let's hit the end turn button, and we'll progress through and see how turn number 97 treats us. Population gains in some of our new cities. We have trade problems happening. New doctrine in effect. Let's see what we've got. +2 science on research quarters. We have a couple research quarters, so that's not bad. We don't mind that at all. And so we're looking forward to that. Oh, no effect now on this one. That's unfortunate. A bunch of us spent on this one specifically to try to get us over here, but now we have several free peoples that are actually pushing us in the other direction. A bunch of people sitting in the middle, so a bunch of stuff has happened to make this change. We're trending in the right direction here, although we're close geopolitically to the bad land, this plus 100% war score, which we don't want to be there. So we'll continue to keep an eye on those things. No international crises so far. We're getting a lot of leverage on Plosif, which is good. Plosif is once again placated. Perfect. So we will jump over to Plosif. We will just send the placate right back at him.
Idiocy, even worse.
I don't understand where the aggression has immediately come from. Like, there's no grievances. I demanded one thing after he switched to aggressive just to generate war support, right? You generate war support +3 per turn if you have more ongoing demands than the other nation. And so we're currently doing that just to make sure that our war support is indeed higher than his, because it's just problematic. We don't want to get caught up in a war and then not be able to win because of war support. So we're going to make sure that we basically encourage Plosif not to declare war. We have to keep in mind, we're technically still allies. That has not downgraded. We actually, in fact, still have quite a few treaties going for us. Our trade has, of course, been broken because of the demand that I levied, but we're still sitting in an okay place right now. But the fact that the switch from reverential to aggressive, and the fact that I know he has a lot of armies, and armies that are pretty well seasoned because of the wars that he has waged against Burley. Burley, actually, in the last war, looks like Burley has taken back Asantavat. So very interesting. I believe that city had fallen at one point, but Burley looks to have taken that back. Are they currently at war still? Let's double check. Yes, they are still currently at war with Burley. So very interesting, just geopolitical climate. Late game, mid-game to late game, Humankind also just gets interesting in this regard. You start to see what kind of wars are going to be waged, who's at odds with who, and are those going to continue to happen and be problematic for you maybe across the board as well. So, okay, we need to attack Pompelo. We have 2 armies going that way. We have 1 army just kind of sitting back here, which is totally fine. So we're just going to maneuver our troops into position. There should not be... oh, they have in fact, and they have pikemen. So they have armied back up, and we actually sent both of our our primarily cavalry units back up here. Makes sense that they would build pikemen since we did attack them with all cavalry. So we're going to go ahead and jump in over here. We can actually run the attack on the city, but we actually don't want to, right? We'd actually prefer to attack the unit first and get rid of the unit and then attack the city separately. So that's what we'll be working towards over there. This guy's just looking to make claims, but again, before we do that, let's explore just a little bit more. I think it's a big thing that we want to do. I'm going to cut down south, and then we'll come back around from there. I know we could see a lot of stuff down here already. We'll see what we can see as far as resources. There could be something there, but I don't want to push that. And then let's jump on river. There is a question mark resource. That's kind of what we're looking for at this point, right? We have one strategic. Anywhere where there's unknown strategics, we're kind of like eyeing for potential claims. So I could definitely see another city down here to gain access to these couple of resources. There's some nice territory down here. It's not like particularly great. If we settle on river, we should be fine in this tundra area. But we'll at least get access to some decent resources here, which would be nice. Again, specifically from the standpoint of late game strategics that we might need to get a win condition out faster than we might otherwise be able to. I feel like we should cross, but yeah, let's cross because I think we've seen everything down here already. I'd like to just bust up fog as much as possible. Oh, we should have upgraded when we were there. We have the gold to do it, so that's unfortunate. Okay, we'll auto explore, and we actually can't buy any more, so we're full there. So we might start training an army out of both Nineveh and the capital just to decrease stuff going on there. All right, Nineveh has finished all the infrastructures that we had put Nineveh to working. So let's do a quick other infrastructure check. 37 science from the library, and that's a per pop. That's a per pop one, which is really big. We also have the Alchemist Workshop, which gets us some really good stuff. So we're sitting on a 9 surplus. We do the Apothecary, which also gets us some stability. The City Watch, which would get us a plus 10 stability. We do have a garrison, a couple garrisons in because of our Danues early in the game. So our early cities we put down, the City Watch will be helpful eventually. Trade is 46 money actually from trade here. That's not bad at all. That might be worth putting in. Let's click on that one because that's not a small amount of money. I don't mind that. 14 industry is not bad either. I feel like we should load up on some industry before we get back into building other things. So let's go ahead and just crank on this. This is industry per copper, which we haven't traded for yet. I really think we should focus infrastructures here for just a little bit. The fishery we're probably not going to put in. There's not enough harbors in this city to make that worthwhile. So I think that's the direction we'll go. We should probably put this in too. That's a lot of turns. Technically it's only 7, but that's a lot of turns to spend on infrastructures. But again, we're behind on infrastructures in some of these key cities. So like between our 3 original cities, Nineveh, our capital of Assur, and Gotha-Skansta up here, I think we really do need to just focus infrastructures for a little bit. We'll get our other cities building wonders and projects, and then we'll turn them loose on cathedrals. And we'll obviously finish up our cathedrals in these cities eventually. But for now, I think we need to just get infrastructures to balance out what's going on in some of our original cities. Okay. A lot of opportunity for fights here. We already have that down. And who is this? This is the Gorgum. So these are all Gorgum troops. So we're about to initiate some pretty large fights if we start fights here. And they have there's some spearmen which will fall instantaneously, archers, but they do have some knights and pikemen. These spearmen would fall super fast. And then these guys are in decline. So we could run this attack just for the sake of getting a little bit of experience. So just instant resolve this. We actually take damage, which we really should. If we would have fought that, we would not have taken a single lick of damage because we would have killed the unit before they shot. But the instant resolve doesn't really take that into consideration. So we'll wait to attack this until our other armies have returned to reinforce. I think that will be the plan. Cruising along the top of the map. Lake Baikal is up here in the north as well. So Burley's got some really nice land up here. There are multiple wonders. There was another wonder up here. Yeah, he's got Kawa-Ijin up here, which is really nice that Burley has claimed. He hasn't claimed Lake Baikal yet, but Lake Baikal is up there as well. So lots of good land. Burley making a solid foothold here on the New World. And that was necessary for him, right? Because he got pushed pretty hard by Plosif repeatedly. And so lots of it, this city was Burley's initially. That fell to Plosif. And so there's been a lot of fighting that's occurred here. Burley was able to escape because of this island here really early onto the New World. In fact, he was probably almost on the New World at the same time that I was. I got there a little bit before him because I got the achievement for it, but I think that Burley was very close to me in that regard. Okay, let's put this city in because we've been waiting to do this. Oh, this cost went down by a ton. 3,900 now? What did I do to reduce this? Oh, it's because we had another city and then we were burning it down. That's why the cost was so high. Because we've been over here conquering Free People cities, during the turns that I was looking at the cost, it was up at like 5,900. And so that cost was because we had an extra city already that we were burning down. So that makes this a much easier to accomplish build. That's interesting. I just hadn't realized that. Okay, interesting. Well, 3,900 is much more appropriate. So let's make sure we got the text we want. I just want to double check that we did indeed grab. Yeah, 3-masted ship is already in. We got the colony plan, so we'll get all the infrastructures. This city is going to be pretty amazing right off the get-go because we're going to have every infrastructure so far available to us in the game. So let's go ahead and plop that in. There we go. Toledo, or Toledo. I don't actually know how it's pronounced. There we go. Toledo gaining 4 population to kick things off. And then you can see right away, 252 food, 85 industry, 78 money, and 69 science. A huge boon to our overall FIMS right off the bat. I mean, those are huge numbers, right? So we love to see that. We'll go ahead and put it on expert policy to keep growth really high rather than spreading it across the board. We'll emphasize food to get these population slots filled out. And then we want to be able to get in we want to plan out our commons quarter for this city, right? Look at this. Oh, man, look at the Spanish city centers with the Spanish architecture and the walls. Oh, man. Main plaza city centers for the Spanish, very, very nice. It's a great touch, right? If we go down here, we can see the Tenno city centers. Completely different vibe, right? I love that this one's on river because I feel like that it feels good with the Tenno. And then if we go over to Habana, which is the same with our Tenno, and then if we come back, some of our original ones, right? Here is when we were playing, oh gosh, who were we playing? The Assyrians, right? Here's our Assyrians one, very pyramidal, very Assyrian in nature. And if we go to Gothiscansta, when we were playing the Goths, right? We get this look, right? Very cool. Those different styles that come through they're really nice to see as you get like the different city centers and the architecture that they've gone through the great lengths of producing just beautiful imagery in the game to reflect the cultures that you've chosen, which is really fun. So, okay. What is Toledo going to do, though? Probably we want to build out one and then place oh man, this right here would be a lovely commons quarter, and then we can surround it with all kinds of different things here. That might be nice. I like the idea of a commons quarter right in the middle of this. That obviously would be you put a maker's quarter there, you just exploit all that. That'd be great too. But I feel like we can exploit that by putting districts down around it. I feel like that's a really nice spot. Which means with this 7-7 tile right here, oh man, that's a bummer. When you're surrounded by rivers, man, you just look at the 7-7 on the river with the forest on it because we have abstain from intoxicants in our religion. Oh man, it's a lovely tile, but yeah, maybe we go makers into commons. Yeah, because down here is your better bet for getting more food. So okay, we'll go makers into commons quarter, and then we'll surround the commons. Probably with a bunch of makers quarters, to be honest. We'll just make the city highly productive. So makers into commons, then we'll surround that if we can, and then we'll push out in this direction with our farmers quarters as we go. Okay, perfect. Put in our first hamlet of the day. So that's nice. I think that's our first hamlet of the game, actually. Let's see. 14 surplus here. We are approaching pop cap, so I'm not opposed to putting more of those in. We do have some infrastructures popping up now. None of them are particularly 24 science is nothing to scoff at, obviously. And eventually we're going to want the apothecary and some other things. 12 money is not huge. 16 money for Great Fish Market. I do like Great Fish Market, but even 16 money, it is noticeably different for us now, but I feel like we want to, let's grab another hamlet just to keep population under control. And then I think after that, we'll start doing cathedrals. The other thing we could do is actually, because we are currently in control here, and we did get one of these in, is we could just start putting turns into Santa Maria del Fiore, which I think is actually a good idea, because we do want to make other wonder claims in this era. So let's go ahead and do that. Immediately drops it to 11 turns because Habana is just a ripping city. Skansta is also now available, and I think we need to double check, again, infrastructure's galore here. Let's jump to, like, most valuable things first. Let's get the industry in. That's a 27, 15, 16. So let's get industry going. And then we'll look at, there was a couple that gave like a pretty substantial amount of money. 20 money in a customs farm. And so that's something that's pretty easy for us to put in. We don't even have our theaters in for that extra boost there. And then again, we're sitting at 19 surplus, which is pretty good. And then probably want to grab at least one of these science ones. Science per pop, because our pop keeps going up. Although we can get, oh yeah, the manuscript atelier gets us pop spots. So let's go pop spots and then library. That'll get us, again, just like solidly entrenched as far as infrastructures go. We'll get those builds out. I think after this run of infrastructures, we're going to have to switch because we're just going to be spending too much time doing that. Shouldn't be any infrastructures here that are particularly worthwhile. We're not quite approaching pop cap here, so we don't have to, we built a hamlet to create that opportunity. So I think, again, we'll put turns into Santa Maria and then try to get that wonder built so we can make another claim as we go. And then I think we're ready to end.
How did you get 12 agrarian stars? Plant one in the ground and have 11 more pop up around it?
That's correct. Yes. Centralized power has been researched. Population gain in 2 of our cities, which is nice. We have madness is spreading all over the world. We haven't put in our cathedrals yet. A new alliance between Plosive and Canadian Moose. Now this starts to become... The plot thickens. Our neighbor to the north, who is allied with us...
Another empire has built the Forbidden City. I suppose there's no need to point out that, no, you can't visit.
So, our neighbor to the north, who was our best friend, has gone aggressive. We're still allied. And then, he has now allied with our neighbor to the south, who is also allied with us. But... they are now superstitious. Oh, that city is superstitious.
Have
Let's
a
see.
seat.
Reverential
Have a
here.
glass.
So
Let's
at
get to
least
know each other.
we have that going for us. Oh boy. Okay. Our money per turn is 717. Let's go ahead and renounce this.
I can see.
Just go through all of our crises.
Oh,
Just renounce anything that needs to be
How you
renounced
doing?
just to grab the
Welcome.
leverage.
let us speak honest.
Let's check treaties. We can make some treaties. Gaiden is ready to treaty up. Are we going to
That's
trade with
hot air.
Gaiden soon? We
Nothing
can buy a
more,
lot of
nothing
copper.
less.
Oh, and a bunch of saffron. Yeah. So let's grab a customs union if we can.
We would all
For
benefit from
1,008.
growing closer.
I think we're going
Don't
to
you
save
think?
that money, to be honest.
Your proposal is interesting.
Yes,
I'm gonna
cannot
accept that,
dispute
and then
the
I'm gonna
benefit
pop-
in that.
Like a bunch more trade, right? We're going to buy everything.
This day has turned from acceptable.
I feel like we should
So
buy the coffee
wonderful.
now as well. And honestly, we should probably buy this copper. Because we're putting in the copper infrastructure now. I want to keep an eye on our gold per turn. 693. With full trading there. Structures. All of our other cities already have those infrastructures as well, right? So that's going to gain us a lot of production in our cities as we go through. Oh, and then Burley, I think we should start trading with. I'm going to start full trade with Burley. I'm going to offer... Oh, if I offer Burley an alliance right now, though... that would really probably anger Plosive. So... I feel like maybe we'll go like Diplo
I
cooperation.
have a
No,
proposition
refused.
for
Okay,
you.
so probably wouldn't have
think
accepted
you'll
an
like
alliance anyway. I'm going to begin trading, though, and hope that these don't get busted. But I feel like we should just start this. Some of these are gold-based, so our
Interesting.
money will not change very much because we're actually increasing our gold per turn and then spending the gold per turn on a trade route. And I do think we should buy the copper again to max out our industry. So I think we're just we're in full trade land now. Get everything bought. Full trading.
I'm
This is going to
sorry,
increase our... Again,
but
all this
no
is probably
deal
increasing our money as
is
we go,
better
so that's
than
why
a
we're not
bad
dropping
deal.
by like a substantial amount because we put kind of
Duly
some of those
noted.
trade-based infrastructures in already. So, okay. That takes care of that. Let's take a run over to our next unit that needs to do something. Looks like we can't go any further than up here. So we might want to try to cross back down in this direction, see if we can't sneak through... Oh, we got 2 boats in the same spot now, actually. So, might want to just... let's just send this guy to get upgraded, and we're going to set these boats on auto-explore here shortly. Okay, we can run this attack now. Would this unit be involved in said fight if we did? Oh, we can't run the attack now. We actually have to maneuver around still. That's fine. We'll put these guys up here just so they're guaranteed to be in the fight. Oh, we have a curiosity up there. That's fun. Let's just sit in there. We'll attack that next turn. We have the influence to be able to start making some claims here. So I want to say like our next city could sit here. Right, we're like a couple territories away. We sit the next city here and get access to some of this. I think we'd be able to connect everything up pretty nicely. There is some resources here, and there's more over here. As we are finding out more, I think Nox, who's allied with us, has discovered some of this for us. So we got more resources on the side, and then we have silk, which is very valuable from a production standpoint. I didn't want to push all the way across the map, but we'll see how far we get. I do think we should put another claim in. This is not a bad spot with all the rivers. So let's see. It's not gonna be awesome because we're not sitting on like grassland or something. Technically, we could probably put the city like up one. Let's explore. So let's do that. Let's do a little exploration. Maybe there's a really nice city spot that we could take advantage of just north of here. It doesn't appear like there might be. We'll keep an eye. Okay, let's see. Alright, we're in the middle of the ocean here, which again, if we upgraded that boat, then we could just turn it loose. If we were in allied territory, we might have been able to do it there. Well, I just think about retreating those guys back to our front lines. These guys are actually running away now, but I still don't want to run that attack until a little bit later. I'm gonna move these guys here. We'll just rest them for a turn. This guy can continue on his path. This direction. Here is a lone horseman. Oh, this is the guy that's going to make this claim. And we do want to make this claim. This claim we want to make right away because it has the Salar de Uyuni in it, and we want to add that into our city. We actually add this into our city right away as well. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get this in. 16 or 12. This 12 gives us just better access, but food's probably more important than building market quarters at this point. We get this in as well. And then we'll go ahead and add that into our city. Quick and easy attach from the city. Expand some capabilities. And then we'll make another claim down here and get Salar de Uyuni in there. Wow, I struggled with that one. Okay, so no river in this entire place except for right here. There's food here, but there's not much of it. So the question is, like, where are we putting this? This is going to be... I mean, if we put it off river, this is not bad because we're going to connect it in. So even actually, you know what? Even something like right here, it looks bad to start with, but it actually will exploit all 4 of these river tiles here, which would be pretty nice. I actually like that call since we know we're going to attach in. Putting something right in this nook to get access to all of this river without having to put a hamlet down. That feels really good, actually. Let's do that. I mean, the other option is just to take, like, just copious amounts of production, right? I feel like this is going to end up being a really great spot. It doesn't feel great right now, but we're gonna put it down. It's going to take us 6 turns to get in because we're putting it in that way. Probably what we should have done is put it in one of the high production areas, and then once it was in like really quickly, like 2 turns, then we could have just moved it and then immediately attached. That would have been a smart move because now we have to wait 6 turns to attach it, and we don't get the benefit of Salar de Uyuni as a result of that. In the city right away, but hindsight is 20/20, as they say. All right, let's get that commons quarter in. The goal was, let's put it right here. Again, feels bad, but we're going to put the commons quarter there, then we'll build around it over there. We want to get some farmers quarters in as well, mainly because Salar de Uyuni does benefit farmers quarters and farmers, so we want to have as many farmers as possible in the city. So probably try to get some farmers quarters in to expand that number a little bit. Okay. So right hand turn, we'll press the button and we'll move along. Iguana is adding population. They're selling resources. Plosif is still leveraging us. And ending a treaty. Customs union to treat trade. Doesn't really matter because we're not actually trading right now. We'll come right back and placate right back at him. He's got no war support. Even if he went to war with us, we'd be able to end that war very quickly. So that I'm not too worried about that. Go ahead and run this attack. Let's see, what would our instant resolve say? No deaths. Close, but no deaths. And their guys all die. I mean, we could fight that better, but I don't feel like fighting, so we don't take any losses. There is a militarist star for the era. I believe that's our final one. That generated a grievance. And Plosive, interestingly, Plosive has forgiven the grievance immediately. That surprises me because we're sitting here with a demand against him and he immediately forgave a grievance. So perhaps the aggression of Plosive is more a ruse than anything, because if they would have been taking that seriously, they probably would have demanded it to match our demands to try to get back some of the war support that they're losing turn over turn to me. So very interesting that there's an instant forgive on that. We'll see how that ends up playing out for us. Huh. This lighthouse placement. Look at this. Look how gorgeous this Lighthouse of Alexandria placement is. Right off of a little jut. Oh, that's gorgeous. Well played. That reminds me, if you watch The Witcher, it reminds me a little bit of one of the major locations in The Witcher, with the just going off into the little tower off the shore. Very interesting. Good show, by the way. I like it. Okay. Scoot that way. Again, that's all. Objective is let's get into somebody's territory, probably ours, way down here. We probably could have kept them on this side even and got faster to our territory. We want to get those guys upgraded so I don't have to move them around anymore. Okay, so we're looking for our city placement here. I'm gonna do this move. So okay, there is a nice claim here. This would be a nice city claim. That allows us to claim this. It connects everything up. This actually might be the better spot, right? Let's take this as our city claim. It's got a nice river and some really good food production. We'll grab this for our next city. And we don't want that city quite yet, probably. So we're just going to make claims, right? So I'm going to claim this and then claim everything around it. And then this guy, this horseman, I think, is going to go just try to see what else is down here as we go. So we'll try to keep that in mind as we're going. This guy is just going to explore coast. Again, I think if we crossed back over, I think we're allied strongly enough with Nox to be able to upgrade that unit, so we could potentially do that. There's a leverage intel collected by one of our many envoys who are making their way about. Large army, that's going to be an interesting fight when we get there. Might be this episode, might be next. Interesting little coast area here with this island creating kind of a channel. Again, I love how things end up looking, right? You've got a city with, and Burley's like conveniently placed this harbor right here with the lighthouse here. Oh, that's gorgeous. Cliff wall into the city with the harbor. It just looks beautiful. This game is stunning. Absolutely love just looking at this game makes me very pleased. Okay, this horse, yeah, is gonna go. We're gonna go cross this horse down now because we don't need to make any more claims up here necessarily. Although this porcelain might be nice to have. What's Toledo claiming? Iguana, I think, can claim this, possibly. Gonna claim this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we are gonna grab this porcelain. So maybe we run up this way. Maybe we do some fog busting in this direction. See what's up here. We'll claim this territory. So it looks like it's actually one territory. It's got copper as well. Hey! Check it out! The Seine River! That's lovely. We've discovered the Seine River. Paying attention to any of the Olympics. I've been watching a ton of Olympics lately. By the time this episode comes out, the Olympics will be over. But while I'm recording this, I've been watching Olympics basically nonstop. So that's fun to see that pop up. All right. Toledo is ready to rock and roll, and we probably should put in another district. We probably want to put in our farmer's quarter. We got a farmer's quarter in over here. We want one of each quarter still. Although I've been informed that it is possible that they actually took away that requirement. There are still obviously infrastructures that benefit having districts, but there might not. The infrastructures may no longer have the requirement that you have to build the district in order to build the infrastructure. I have not confirmed that at this point. All right, we press and turn. We move along. Got the scans to gaining population. Madness is still spreading. I can't wait till we put down these cathedrals. It's going to be crazy. There's a curiosity collected, 150 and 100. Where did that happen? It must have been one of our envoys who's acting now as not an envoy, basically as a scout. All right, we'll go back here.
Yes,
we will continue to placate to ensure that keep everybody in line at this point. All right, we can attack the city now. This unit's pretty damaged. They got 6 pop. I think this is still an instant resolve, and I don't think we lose anybody. We can always control the battle if we want to. Let's assault. And again, immediately forgiven by Plosive. Instant resolve says none of these guys die, and none of these guys die. So perfect. Take the payload. There's our expansionist star, which is very nice. And another immediately forgiven grievance. So just back to back right there. So, all right, Pompelo is there. We will go ahead and ransack it for all of the lovely money that we're going to get. Pompelo also, just for the sake of it, can put a turn into Santa Maria. It's not going to last very long. And then we'll put a claim down, and then these guys will head in this direction. We have 11 turns to get to Gorgum before they go into decline. We'll cross back over. And now, ooh, we're seeing some readouts start to pop up. So Plosive never claimed the territory that I left him, and now there's going to be some aggressive free peoples. 2 aggressive free peoples potentially settling right on our border. We'll hope that that turns their attention towards Plosive, and or we could always just go burn more things down for more pillaging, because we're running kind of a pillage economy for a little while, so we can just keep that going. All right, we're just going to take this guy south. I don't think we're going to see any curiosities. We could in the water out here. So we'll keep an eye on that. This guy's going to make this claim. I think I'm going to put this claim in. That way we can... we're not going to get the city in, so all the claims are going to be expensive out here. But we want to get the claims done, so we have a ton of influence at this point. Now, we do want to claim another wonder here in a couple turns, so we do want to pay attention to that. But, again, I think we've got a lot of influence coming in. Where do we want to put this? We've got a 14-14, we've got 17-10s, or 9-17. All of that is going to be 3 river. It's 3 river, 4 river if we go right here, which is not a bad idea. We're going to exploit all of it primarily anyway. But I don't mind that. Let's go here. 1,000 influence to put this claim in. So we're going to be spending most of our influence claiming up land here. And we have a newcomer. A newcomer on the New World, Nox, has placed a first outpost down. An interesting claim. There's no resources that I can see in this territory. Just a nice river spot. There seems like there's some other really nice spots that Nox could have claimed. You got a nice river here and a wonder. Nox opting for a centralized territory, and as the Swahili, so AI may be making some sus decisions as they go along here. We got another boat over here. Who's it? Oh, is that an envoy? Look at our envoy is gonna go get some exploration in. It's so weird. Nox's boats are heavily damaged here. I wonder if that was just from... It looks like they're all equally damaged, so I'm wondering if they were just sitting in the water and just took water damage, because they're all just taking damage there. We're going to wait again here. This boat, I think, is just coming back through. We'll just continue maneuvering through the beautiful channel up here in Burley's land. Burley's got some beautiful land up there. All right, this guy's coming through, and now we're looking to make a claim, actually, right? I think we can. This claim is cheap because Toledo is actually right next to it. The claim's going to be down here on one of these rivers. This nook right here is intriguing. Doesn't give us a lot of outs into this area. Might even sit on this or this. I think that 7-12 feels nice right next to the mountain. Gives us a nice escape route to build some stuff out here if we need to. Let's go ahead and put that down. Again, very expensive, but little reduction because we're at least connected to one of our cities now. But that gives, again, giving us access to more resources and more copper. That's a decent claim right there. We have more porcelain over here, so we can debate whether we're going to do that as well. So always just keeping in mind, luxury manufactories could come into play as well. Not that we need them, but they might. Oh, you know what? We forgot to separate these guys out.
Keep up the pace.
We forgot to separate these guys out.
Right.
Don't fall behind.
So they've just been sitting there, not doing anything. All right, let's get them out and about into the world. 39 of 31 here, and our infrastructures have been built for the most part. I'm sure we have more to put in though. Let's take a look here. 47 industry, that's the copper one, so we want that one in now. And then we don't need any barracks. We're not going to... Fishery's not going to be good for us in the fishmonger. Although... No. Yeah, fishmonger gets us to the Great Fish Market. I'm wondering if the Great Fish Market would be incredibly valuable for us. I'm going to put this in just to find out. And then commodity market is only plus 12, so we're not looking at anything like substantial here. 154 surplus, so we definitely don't need anything in that regard. And then can we push science at all? The per pop science, I think we definitely want in. And I think, well, this is 39 sites. It's a 10% gain that's going to be constantly good for us. Let's put that in. At some point, we're going to have to start building these cathedrals. Alright, Toledo now has that in as well, and so I feel like we could put turns into Santa Maria almost here now. Again, we don't need infrastructures. There's only one infrastructure available to us here. And we obviously don't need hamlets. Oh, we should probably try to get one of each district in. I'm going to stick with I like having one of each district in a city, which feels like that keeps it balanced and functioning. So we have a Makers, a Commons, and a Farmers Quarter so far. So let's grab a Market Quarter. And a Market Quarter, I'm thinking if we put it here, that might be nice. In fact, it probably will be. Might Research Quarter that. So this might be Market, then Research Quarter might just go right up there. In fact, we'll probably let's just plop it down right away. Go Research Quarter off of that. Could have been another Market Quarter, but it gets adjacency, so we'll just call that good. And then we'll start to fill in here, and we got cathedrals and stuff to build as well. Okay. All right. Last rites. Holy City of Assur is famous across the world. They're all flocking to the Pyramid of the Sun. How should the incoming faithful be treated? We can get stability, which we definitely do not need, although, and it pushes us in the wrong direction, so no good there. Prosperous gets us plus 25 money for 10 turns. That's not bad for us, actually. Also keeps us on the far end of this spectrum, which is where we want to be. Or we could limit it, generate some more faith, and move us in the wrong direction on this tree. So we're going to go ahead and just welcome. That keeps us exactly where we want to be. It gives us a nice bonus of gold for 25 or for 10 turns, and then keeps us on our axes kind of where we want to be. We can now move up already. Will remind me of that at a later time. Let's quickly check our stars. We are at 1 expansionist star. We've got all of our militarist stars already. I don't think I'm going to wait on killing that last Free Peoples until the next era. I feel like that's going to take too long. So if we need more military stars, which we don't need any stars in the future, technically speaking, but we could always go fight some Free Peoples in other places. Or if those other Free Peoples that just put readouts in get established, that might actually be good for us from a military star standpoint, because we could just go fight them. Builder stars. So we still need stars, essentially. It's funny because we're actually gaining most of our stars through military, which is just, it's hilarious if you know me and my playstyle. Just not something that happens a lot. And turn 100 has completed. We are now on to turn 101. Diplomat star has been earned. That's always nice to see. There's our burn. Got a couple of agreement proposals to deal with here. Really now feels pleasant about me. I like that. Explosive has once again reduced our war support. We collected another curiosity. So our envoys are acting as scouts, I guess, in a positive way now. Again, now that they can get in the water, I don't care so much, so it's not a big deal. All right, let's check our agreements being offered. Why would I accept this? No one benefits from this. As long as we're still in a good relationship, I'm just going to continue to refuse that.
There's just no way to make this work. I do not accept.
Got full trade going on there, so good. I'm sorry, Nox.
To what do I owe
Scientific
this
correspondence, absolutely.
Yes, I cannot dispute the
Definitely see
benefit
that
in
being
that.
beneficial. Sounds great. Okay, armies are ready to go do things. I'm gonna have these guys. Nope, sorry. I'm gonna have these guys. Oh, they need to place. Again, we have to like move it back if that's what we want to do. I don't mind that placement. Like that placement is nice. We're gonna place it here and then we'll move it back. Again, we want to fix the right. So then we just do this, move it back over, and get the correct numbers back on it. Perfect. I'm not gonna move that into a city. I'm not gonna have these guys do that. I'm gonna have these guys start heading towards Gorgum. So let's just move them in that direction so that we can reinforce this army so that army has stuff to do soonish. That's a lot of military we're gonna kill without getting anything from it, but we'll see what we can do. We need to get our navy out on Auto Explorer. You can see the AI is already taking advantage of claiming probably quite a few, I would assume. They're probably claiming quite a few curiosities in the water. Let's go break this fog up just to see what's here, if there's any valuable resources that we need to pay attention to. Discovered as much of this as we can. Want to make the claims, primarily we want to make the claims down here now, right? Grab all of the resources. So these 3 claims will come down and make, probably with this guy. And then this guy, after making this claim, I'm going to cut down. We're going to see what's over here. Because we can't make claims too quickly anyway at this point. That will keep us moving in the right direction. Toledo needs to get this attachment done as soon as we can. We'll be there shortly. We have envoys now on the New World because The envoys are doing their own thing. And why not, you know? These guys are going to wait one more turn or 2 more turns, maybe. This boat, we need to get back to our territory somehow. Very slow going, moving through Burley's land. This guy has put this claim in. It's going to last 2 turns. And then I think I don't care as much about... I want to know what's here, but I really want to know what's here. Particularly with Nox starting to make claims in this direction. I don't need to go much higher than this, right? I mean, my empire kind of sits in this region. I don't want to push too far. There's something amazing here I might want to know, but I kind of want to know what's here because there are valuable things down here. We already know that. So let's see if we can push maybe in that direction. I'm just going to start heading that way. Again, we've got porcelain here that's possibly claimable as we go. So we'll find out. We could probably use another unit over here is what we could use, to be honest. Look how long the Seine is. Seine traversing all the way from over here. Drops off in the river over here. Wow, that's a crazy long river. It's funny that that one got named, but this one did not. This one looks just as long. It's not quite as long, but Seine running through this territory over here. Now I feel like we should rename the city to Paris. Although, that's not the Seine that runs through that city. So I take it back. I take it back. We won't do it. All right. We'll end turn. We'll continue moving on. Ranking through turns. There's an agrarian star. Joseph has again reduced our war support. We will just come right back at... All right, humanism research. So now we have some decisions to make. There's a science star. There's an aesthete star. And now we're really cranking through. I'm just going to come back in here. We have placate again. We really don't need to be doing that anymore, but we might as well.
Knowledge, in a form that is codified and searchable, has become available to all. This is no small gift.
Probably not. All right, these guys are up here now. We can actually fight this unit separate from that unit. Actually come up and make this. Their units would not be part of that fight, and ours would be. There it is. I'm gonna grab that with these guys. It feels bad not to. There's only 4 units. Let's just collapse on this. I think we run this attack. Why not? I think these units will be joined into the fight. We might have to reinforce them in. All right, can we instant resolve this and not die? Oh, we lose a unit. Come on. All right, let's check them. They are going to bring in spearmen as reinforcements from down here, it looks like, but... okay, so we have to manual fight this. That's fine. We don't mind that. We'll manual fight it. We'll bring these units in afterwards. They might block those units. That might be the problem, right? Is they might block those units. They do have some decent units here to go against my troops, so we do want, if at all possible, to have our... Honestly, I think these guys probably need to sit here. Bring our horses down. Protecting our Beira hunters will be important, and then I think we probably want to sit up here and have the Beira hunters can stay here. That's probably fine. Just make sure we're defending high ground. These Beira hunters actually probably are at some risk, but we get to attack first here, right? So, all right. So they are not in fact blocking our army, which means effectively means their doom, right? Let's not attack the pikemen with those guys though. Let's get our horses out and about in different ways. We'll take high ground and just get like a surround in on this unit. There's other horses. Just start taking up decent positions. I don't want to take that spot because it's not very good. We have more horses though. Let's run over here maybe. And we have a unit of swordsmen. These swordsmen are actually quite damaged. We actually want these swordsmen to run an attack on these guys right away. That way we can like do this pretty freely. Those guys will just die now probably, which is fine. And then these knights probably just let attack off of that spot. Or we crowd them in a little bit. Maybe we do that. Let's make them attack us here so that they can't escape and go get our Beira hunters. We should be able to... I want those pikemen to attack again. I think they're just going to die pretty quickly anyway. Our Beira hunters attacking knights instead. And they're going to have reinforcements coming from up here, right? But they're going to die so quickly, I don't think it's going to matter. We do probably want to do all of our attacks on these pikemen really quick. And then this attack as well. Because we want great swordsmen via pike versus pikemen. Technically, we could take these guys out, but that does hurt our knights quite a bit. So maybe we just sit. Nah, let's run the attack. Well, if we're gonna do that, we might as well do this, right? We'll come through. Oh, we can't. Let's run some attacks then, at least. That one probably wasn't a smart one, but that's okay. Okay, so I think everyone has made their moves. Let's see what they do. Oh, they're gonna come up and through. Oh, they're bringing in way more units. Oh, we're in trouble now. All of their units from the city are now in. And now we're losing units. More units than we thought we were going to lose because we did not predict that those units were going to be in the fight. The battleground extended because of the reinforcements, I think. And now we are in the middle of a massive pincer attack. And this battle has become enormous. Okay, let's see if we can get out of this still. We need to one-hit kill as many units as we can. These are archers. We could just attack archers with knights, right? Let's get these guys pulled in. Want to get our Beira hunters defended. Start bringing our knights over into this fight. I want to run this attack probably rather than having knights fighting knights. Well, they have a lot of spearmen over here too, right? So we actually kind of want to get... Maybe we'd run this. These guys can get all the way to this. Let's do that. Want to clear as much space for our Beira hunters as possible. We can one-shot this. We can one-shot any of their older style units, which is good. So let's just start doing that so they don't have the capability of attacking with those guys. We lost a Beira hunter, which sucks. Did we lose 2 Beiras? No, just the one. Yeah, we lost just one, but we're at odds now. This guy is fully surrounded. I think we'll run like Great Swordsman into that. Ugh, man. I almost want to run the Great Swordsman over here is what I want to do. Start taking out other units. We'll take like defender's advantage on some of the knight attacks. Now, let's just keep doing stuff like this. These knights are in a smidge of trouble. I almost want to try to just get them out of the fight. Try to retreat them away. We'll keep our healthy units at the front lines. I want to attack down here. That's a smart attack. These Beira hunters are going to be in a small amount of trouble. They could get double attacked here. We might lose another Beira hunter if we can't pull ourselves back from there. Those are pikemen that can die. I like the idea of killing pikemen. That also creates a little bit of zone of control in this direction for us, and we have their flag in case we need it. That attack is a downhill charge attack. Let's take that. That one feels pretty good. This guy's pretty damaged as well. Really want to put him in harm's way. I like where he's sitting. I think we'll leave him there. This guy could come up to high ground and then attack. If I move here, we'll have enough to come back down in an attack. I don't like how you control cavalry in the battles, because what I wanted to do was run him up here and then attack down, but I can't quite get that to happen, right? But I want the charge bonus, so I can't move him here and then attack down because I lose my charge bonus. I wanted him to swing around and then attack right away, but that's wasn't meant to be, I guess. Let's move this guy up here then, at least into a defensive position. And let's see. Let's see how this goes for our units. We have a couple horsemen that are potentially... A couple of our knights are in trouble. This ended up being the big fight, and we didn't bring all of our armies to it. These Beiras are in trouble. Those Beiras are dead. Oh, we lost another Beira. This fight. Is that all of our Beiras now gone? Nope, there's another, but a great swordsman now gone. Probably should have auto-resolved. Oy. Hindsight. Hindsight, don't you know? Okay, those are pikemen, but I like the idea of shooting the pikemen. And then we'll attack into the pikemen with the swordsman. That doesn't free us up to make a good attack with these guys, which I don't love. I don't love hitting these pikemen, but I think we'll do it anyway. Let's try to start eliminating units. We need to get some kills because they still have a lot of guys on the battlefield here. Need to run our most useful units into good positions here. We have a lot of damaged units. We gotta try to get out of here without taking further casualties. I think it's gonna be problematic, to be honest. We have a lot of really damaged units. We'll pull these guys back. Just try to defend some high ground, maybe. These guys are also really damaged. Just like sit back here on high ground. They don't have any archers, so they have to come to us. So we'll take defender's advantage. Although they have horses that are getting charge bonus. So let's use the charge bonus on this horse. Try to take out somebody else. That's my highest rated unit, and we're putting them in a real pickle now, which I don't love. And then these guys, I think, just need to defend. Let's just see what happens. They've taken their flag back, which is good. That guy made the right maneuver, was able to attack appropriately. Great swordsmen are getting pommeled now. This horse is in huge trouble, and oh my gosh, how did they get that attack off? We just lost our best horse, our fully upgraded knight. This has become a debacle. All right, let's wrap this turn up, and that will do it for our episode, I believe. What a horrendous happening against the Free Peoples. Ugh. This guy is the one that's going to go do some exploration, right? This guy was going to get more claims down. Let's head down in this direction. Try to get some claims in. We'll just go this way for now. All right, I think what we want to do is actually get over here and see if we can upgrade these boats so I can just not have to deal with them anymore. This guy can just come straight down and then get into our territory for the upgrade. This guy is headed downriver. Keep it moving. And that's a cliff. Yeah, we cross that way. That's fine. Again, it's all about finding out what's over here to see what we want to claim. Lots of interesting undulations in the terrain on the New World over here. It's look very pretty. Nineveh is 11 over PopCap again. But I think we've got all of our infrastructures in now, right? We've got every one of the infrastructures we need in. 14% surplus right now. There's no other, like, hugely beneficial infrastructures to us. Yeah, so that means we can start working on manufactories, which is probably what we're going to want to do here. So let's go ahead and get a manufactory in. Just want to put as many manufactories as we can in our cities. So we'll start with that. Don't quite have access to the papyrus. We could put our first cathedral down. That location, but this is a commons quarter, right? We don't want to be adjacent to commons quarters. We actually want to sit like in one of these spots, probably, or over here with our cathedrals. Double check the text on the cathedral really quick. So we have 80 surplus here, right? Oh, you know what? We can just put it into Santa Maria. That's on one turn though too, so that might actually not be useful. We'll check that at the start of the next episode. Materials procure. We do not care. Oh, dude, wait, we do care about this right now. We should enact minus 20% access to make wondrous deposits. That's perfect timing, actually. Let's enact this.
Trading goods.
We might be able to make more manufactories. In fact, they might be able to make their
ideas.
other manufactory. In fact, they can. So we can remove this, and we can put in our papyrus manufactory as well. Right up here. Let's put it on the upper one. It doesn't particularly matter, I don't think. 2 manufactories going in right away in Nineveh, which is awesome. We go to our tech to make our final move of the episode. We got our luxury manufactory. Let's go down and get our conquistadors, our army getting decimated in our current battle. We also need supply lines as well for that city cap. Let's grab conquistadors first. I feel like we actually need them at this point. That will do it for today's episode. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. We are progressing well into the early modern era. That battle was... I did not predict that happening. Probably should have predicted that happening. We got flanked hard in that, and we have lost some really excellent units in that fight against the Free Peoples that did not need to be lost. So we'll try to recoup our losses and try to finish that battle off without incurring more losses next week as we progress through the early modern era in this Let's Play Humankind series featuring the Commons Quarter. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you next week.